Our mini message today is a sad part of Scripture. It's a difficult part of Scripture, but it was definitely a part of life in this time frame when these accounts are being written and these people are living their lives. In verse 18 of Genesis chapter 35, it tells us Rachel was about to die. Oh, excuse me, I want to go back to verse 16. I apologize. It says, leaving Bethel, Jacob and his clan moved toward Ephrath. But Rachel went into labor while they were still some distance away. Her labor pains were intense, and after a hard delivery, the midwife finally exclaimed, "Don't be afraid, you have another son." So remember with the other children, there was like all this contention of who was having kids and who was having more kids, and there was basically a competition among the sisters that Jacob had married, which was a wild story in itself. Please go back and check that out if you haven't seen that part of how Jacob was deceived in that. But she's pregnant, and it is Rachel. And Rachel had only had one son of her own, and so here she is having another son. And having children was very difficult in this time. The likelihood of complications, the likelihood of the death of a child or the death of the mother during labor was astronomically higher than it is today. I mean, just, exponentially. It was so dangerous in that day and age for this to happen. And in verse 18, it tells us Rachel was about to die, but with her last breath, she named the baby Ben-Oni, which means son of my sorrow, because she knew she was going to die. The baby's father, however, called him Benjamin, which means son of my right hand. I'm glad Jacob stepped in and changed this child's name. Son of my sorrow. That's not really a moniker you want to carry around. Son of my right hand, that sounds a lot better because, the right hand was a place of honor. It was, even today we talk about, that's my right hand man right there. That's somebody that you think a lot of, you depend on, you rely on. They're your right hand. So this is the end of Rachel. She gives her life, giving birth to this child. And Jacob is brokenhearted over it. Remember, this is the wife he loved more than any of the concubines or even his wife, Leah. There was always this competition between Leah and Rachel for Jacob's affection. And Rachel won every time. She was the love of his life, and he's losing her. And so you can only imagine the heartbreak that he feels. This is real world kind of stuff. That when we lose a spouse, we lose a loved one, we can identify with Jacob's hurt, with Jacob's pain here. And it's a touching story to see that he lost his wife, but he gained a son. And he's going to take care of this little boy, Benjamin. And we'll talk more about that another day.